Hey guys, John from the Tides Market, back again with another little cooking tip. So today we're going to make risotto. Now I know that could be a little controversial, and I know TikTok, you are just going to light me up for this. I know that your Nona makes it better than me. I know Gordon Ramsay makes it better than me. This is the way that I make it. This is the way that our guests like it, and it's something that we've kind of gotten to be known for a little bit. Now, we don't make it a la minute. We don't make it to order. We do finish it to order. So I'm going to show you how the restaurant people make risotto and then hold it so that they can pick it up later. So this is perfect if you're having a dinner party and you've got 8 people coming over and you really want to make risotto for them. I can show you how to do it so that you're not in the kitchen for 45 minutes while your guests are in the dining room waiting for you. Super simple. So we're starting with arborio rice, which is the rice that you want to use for risotto. If it's not arborio, it's not risotto. Anybody will tell you that. You need some sort of broth, and I'm going to tell you about my broth in a second. And then I like to start with some shallots and some garlic, just on a rough chop that we're going to sweat down, no color. My broth, I wanted a vegetarian broth, but I didn't want to use vegetable stock. So what I use is 2 quarts of white wine, the Chardonnay that we've talked about in other videos, and then 4 quarts of water. This makes a nice floral broth. It's not too winey. It's got some flavor, but it's not a vegetable broth, which may be tomato heavy one week. It may be onion heavy the next week, because at the end of the day, vegetable broth is just made from scraps in the kitchen. I didn't want to do that. Consistency, that's what I like. So here we go. You ready? Let's do this. All right, so I've got my spoon, my trusty spoon, my vegetables, and a little bit of oil. This is our high heat oil. We're just going to put a little bit down just so there's a little lubrication on the bottom of the pan. And we're going to go ahead and put all of our stuff in. I don't want a screaming hot pan. I'm just looking to sweat these vegetables down. I don't want any color at all. So we're just going to put those in there. I'm going to fish that out. And we're just going to let that sweat down for a minute. All right, so all I'm doing is just stirring this. You can see it's just starting to bubble a little bit or getting some heat. So right now, even though the onion's not translucent, the garlic is still kind of raw. It's a little bit raw still. I'm going to add my rice. And you got to be careful with the rice. Sometimes it's 2 to 1. Sometimes it's 3 to 1 on the ratio of rice to water. This is going to run right at 2 to 1. So I've got 3 quarts of rice that I'm putting in. Now you want to make sure that you keep this moving because you don't want it to stick. I like figure 8s. I like to just keep it moving. Just everything nicey, all sort of. I don't think we could make more noise in this kitchen if we tried to. But I just want to keep this moving now and keep stirring it. I don't want it to stick. I don't want any color. So you can tell too that the rice looks a little brown. You'll see that it'll start to change color just a little bit. And that's what you're looking for. That onion and the shallots and the garlic, those are cooking while we're toasting the rice. And all we're looking to do is get a little toast on it. The pan is heating up. It's going to be nice and hot by the time we add the broth in. So again, just keeping it moving. Figure 8s, circles, folding it. Just keep it moving. So now it's been in the pan for maybe a minute, and you can start to see that some of the kernels of rice are starting to change color. They're getting a little bit lighter. They're whiter. That's where you're getting a little toasty going on. So just keep it moving, and that's exactly what you're looking for. All right, so my rice is starting to get nice and toasted, just like your Nona likes. So I can kind of feel that the rice is almost starting to get away from me a little bit. So I'm going to start to add a little bit of liquid. How much liquid? I don't use a ladle. I don't use anything. I take my bucket of broth and I put that much in. I'm just putting a little bit in. I want it to come to a boil. And just keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's all we're doing. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more broth. And I'm going to let that come up. I'm going to keep stirring it. Why do you stir it? You're releasing the starch out of the rice. And that's what makes it that good, creamy. I'm at a loss for adjectives today. It's really creamy, it's delicious, it's right where it wants to be. All right, so you could be tempted to walk away and say, well, I'm just gonna go over here and wash a dish or two, or I'm gonna go get another glass of wine, or whatever it may be. Don't do it, don't walk away. Stay close, because as soon as you turn your back, it's gonna come to a boil and you're gonna burn it and have to start over. All right, we're boiling. So you can already see it's getting to be a little starchy in there. That's what we're looking for. All right. Let that cook just for another minute. Let that broth evaporate out, absorb into the rice. Now, I'm going to add a little more broth. How much more broth? About that much. And we're going to stir it in. Don't walk away. You should have your wine like right here so that you can drink your wine and make your risotto all at the same time. All right, so you can see I've added liquid twice already and it's already absorbing. It's out, so I'm doing my figure eight and there's no liquid there. It's just the rice keeps coming back, right? So I'm gonna add a little more broth. How do you know when to add more broth? That's how you know. When you can do that and you've got dry at the bottom of your pan. Just a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. All right, so it's just boiling away. We're stirring. We got that figure eight working. We're getting it out of the corner of the pan. Figure eight again. All right, and see how when you do that figure eight, it fills back in with rice and liquid. It's not time for more liquid yet. But keep it going. This is high heat the whole way. We're not slowing down. We don't put it on medium high. We don't do any of that stuff. Grip it and rip it. Let it go. Just make sure that you're stirring. Don't walk away.